Hiya, folks. Sandro here once again, and now we're going to be talking about Nickelodeon's newest greenlit show, Middlemost Post. And what's really interesting about this one is there's a picture of what it's going to look like, really giving me some SpongeBob SquarePants kind of vibes, where you have like that vibrant character. Maybe the seal could represent like Patrick, where he looks kind of dumb looking, and then this postman might be a foil of Squidward. And of course, this is by Nickelodeon. So, and I already saw the word SpongeBob before I even scrolled down the article. So, yeah, you could tell just by, I don't know, those eyeballs, those Nickelodeon eyeballs right there. They kind of give me that SpongeBob-y type of vibe there. So anyway, let's jump into the article. So this is on Variety.com. It's by Terry Flores. And what was this posted? June 16th, 2020. So just a weekish ago. And so there's the picture of what promotional art, what this thing's probably going to look like. They do say somewhere in the article that Middlemost Post is just like the sort of name right now. It might go on to have a different name. So I don't know. Maybe it'll be called something like the Postman or something. But right now it's called Middlemost Post. It's not a name that rolls off the tongue, honestly. Middlemost Post. No, maybe you got to say it a few more times. I don't know. Middlemost Post, Middlemost. I don't know. It doesn't roll off the tongue. I think they can come up with something a little bit better than that. But anyway, let's jump right in. Nickelodeon's Middlemost Post gets greenlight. Starts production as studios artists work from home due to pandemic. Yep. So former SpongeBob SquarePants storyboard artist John Tabak 3 had just gotten a greenlight from Nickelodeon for his own animated series, Middlemost Post. So there you go. That's why, if you're wondering why this little cloud fellow here looks like SpongeBob with the eyelashes and the eyeballs, there you go. It's a SpongeBob SquarePants storyboard artist, and that's a lot. A lot of times in animation, that's what happens. You kind of like network. He's a storyboard artist. He draws up some art. He goes to the Nickelodeon executives. He says, "Hey, mind if I get my own show?" You got to network around in the animation industry. So yeah, um, and that seems to be what happened here. We just got the green light on this bad boy. And it's about a rain cloud. So that's this fellow right here with the big smile and the eyeballs, and kind of got that rainbow suit going on there. And it's about a rain cloud that just wants to make everyone happy. That is literally SpongeBob. that is literally SpongeBob SquarePants right there. So when the coronavirus pandemic hit, forcing Nick to close the studio's door and send all its artists home. And what's really good is compared to like other shows where, like, I don't know, what do I watch? Riverdale from the CW. It's not live action, so these people can go home and like draw this stuff and do the voice work. So you could do this all. Animation can be done from home. So these guys have probably been working from home the entire shebang. So let's keep going. When the coronavirus pandemic hit, forcing Nick to close the studio's doors and send all its artists home. And like I said, they've been working from home. So, but instead of putting production on Middlemost Post and most of its other animated shows on hold, Nick Brass outfitted the staffs with the tools they need to keep working. So there you go. Nickelodeon basically said, "Hey, you want your middleman post? Whatever. Wait, what was it called? You want your goddamn Middlemost Post? You gotta work from home, baby. Work from home." So yeah, the leadership at the studio and on the shows really took the bull by the horns and pivoted very quickly. Yeah. I mean, hey, if they said, "Sandro, you got your own show," I'd be like, I don't give a shit if there's a blizzard or an apocalypse. I'm getting started on that bad boy. It seems like a once in a lifetime opportunity, getting your own cartoon made. And giving everyone, okay, hold on. So the leadership at the studio and on the shows really took the bull by the horns and pivoted very quickly, giving everyone the support they need to work from home pretty effectively, says Ramsey Nato, Nick's executive VP of production and development. There's no question that there have been challenges, but the resilience, the determination, the passion for what everybody does really shows because we're 100% working from home. You know what? Got to hand it to them. Even in the virus, they're getting the job done. Good on them. I hope this ends up. I remember, like, man, I was a kid in the '90s. SpongeBob was a phenomenon. Like when SpongeBob hit the scene, all the kids at school were like, "Hey, did you watch SpongeBob? Do you see the SpongeBob thing?" So this seems to be very similar. It mentioned earlier he just wants to bring happiness to everyone he meets. He's a rain cloud. That's very, very similar to what SpongeBob's premise, Um, well, SpongeBob started to do this whole torture porn, where it's like they would have. Oh, there was that awful episode where what was it called? Through the Ringer, where like those things like to make your clothes dry. It's like this ringer thing that like dries your clothes and then there was that episode where he gets a splinter and all those nasty cartoon scenes, and it was like, ugh. So let's not do any of that shit. Let's keep this post stuff with I want to see good quality episodes out of this show. I hope it can pick up. Maybe I want to see some legendary episodes. Like I remember at the beginning of SpongeBob, there was that one episode where that guy's like, chocolate, chocolate. And he would just keep yelling chocolate over and over, like, chocolate. So there was that episode. There was that one where it's like sweet victory. And Patrick's like, is mayonnaise an instrument? What was that episode called? Oh, Band Geeks. So there was that episode. The episode I was just talking, Chocolate with Nuts. That's what that one was called. Wow, it's weird that I still remember the names of these episodes all these years later. There was so many good ones. I even love I love Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy. I think one of the voice actors. I think Mermaid Man passed away. If I'm remembering that correct, or maybe it was Barnacle, but one of them passed away, or both of them passed away, and they don't really appear much in the SpongeBob newer seasons. I've been watching it still, so really unfortunate. I liked Mermaid Man, Barnacle Boy. I hope this show can do some really good. The first season, always a lot of times with animation, that first season, it's their first time they bring their best stuff. We've seen something like Rick and Morty. A lot of people really, really love that first season of Rick and Morty. And then a lot of people said, like I'm one of them, the fourth season was really good. I still feel that like the older seasons were a little bit better. But that's what happens a lot of time in animation. It's their first time on the job. They put all of their best ideas right at the forefront to get green light for more and more seasons. That's usually how it goes. So let's keep going. The leadership. Did I read that? Yeah, I read that. Okay, so here we have. Oh, is there more? Oh, okay. There's a lot more. Okay. So NATO says things started out with a lot of trial and error logistically, but we really pulled it together with a couple of weeks. We got computers out the door to everyone who needed them. So did Nickelodeon pay for those computers, or did this Ramsey NATO guy? Well, no, it says, but we really pulled together within a couple of weeks. We got computers out to the doors. We were making sure everyone had VPN connections, troubleshooting, internet problems, and ensuring the teams could stay in contact. Yeah. So I hope that Nickelodeon paid for that stuff, because if they made that guy pay out of pocket, that is not cool. Don't make the poor guy pay out of pocket. I'm hoping I'm just really hoping Nickelodeon paid for all of this. They had to pay for the VPN connections, troubleshooting, internet problem. Yeah, let's just hope that Nickelodeon paid for that. It seems to be working. Between 17 and 25 shows are current. Oh wow, so Nickelodeon has 17 to 25 shows, and they're all working. All these people are doing this from home. That's crazy. Not only that, but Nick is 80. Okay, so Nickelodeon is probably doing it. Thank God. Nick is adding worker. Oh wait, not only that, but Nick is adding workers. So even they have 17 to 25 shows that are currently being worked on. Nickelodeon's still putting more people on the job. We've hired 60 plus people over the last 9 weeks. That's quite a lot. That's good to see. Keeping the economy running in these troubling times. all remotely, NATO says. Some of these folks are working on Middlemost Post. Okay. Let's see, what is this? So what do we got here? Creator John Trabick 3. So this is the SpongeBob storyboard artist. And writer, so that was on the left. So this is him. This is this guy's worked on SpongeBob here on the left. And then this gentleman here, who's that? And co-executive producer Dave Johnson work from home on their new Nickelodeon show, Middlemost Post, which was recently greenlit for 20 episodes, just before the coronavirus quarantine order. So we're getting 20 episodes of Middlemost Post. I still don't like the name of the show. They could have made something. I feel like they need to work on that name a little bit. Middlemost Post. They said that the name wasn't guaranteed yet. So, yeah. Maybe choose a different name that rolls off the tongue a little slicker. But, yeah. It was just Tribick and writer co-executive producer Dave Johnson at first. So they just had the two big the creators here working on it at first. I think our actual start date was about a week before quarantine, Trabick recalls. Then we started hiring people, and then the show was birthed in quarantine, added Johnson. I have a staff of writers that literally haven't met each other in real life, and we're 2 months in. Yeah, that'll happen when you're in quarantine. They may not have met in person, but the writers and artists are getting a good start on the show's first episode. Nickelodeon has ordered 20 half-hour installment. Half hour, so when they say half hour, I think they mean 21 minutes, and then they use those extra 9 minutes, or maybe it's 22. It's like 21 minutes, 1 minute of credits, and 8 minutes, so they have enough to commercial break there. I think that's what they mean. Because there's no way it's going to be exactly half an hour. It's kind of like SpongeBob, where the episodes are like 21, 22 minutes. Most shows are like that. Like Family Guy, it's like 21. Simpsons, 21, 22. Yeah. And so half an hour installments, which it hopes to air sometime next year. So 2021. Wow, there's so much animation coming in 2021. I have so many articles coming. Eventually, in the coming weeks, you stick with this channel. A lot of updates on cartoons that are coming next year. So good stuff on that, because I'm a fan of animation, if you didn't tell by my channel. And yeah, let's finish up here. Along with Parker J. Cloud, an exuberant rain cloud that helps. Okay, so his name is Parker J. Cloud. An exuberant rain cloud that helps deliver mail for the Middlemost Post office. So it's called Middlemost Post because that's the office he works for. And the rain cloud's name again, Parker J. Cloud. Could they have come up with a better name? Yeah, they probably could. Why not call him like Rain Y Cloud or something, like rainy Cloud? They could have made something there where it could have, or like Nimby. Yeah, Nimby Us Cloud, something like that. They could have made it more like a fun, like little cloud parody name like that. Parker J. Cloud, whatever. Maybe they're going for that whole SpongeBob SquarePants where it's like, ooh, it's a wacky name, Maybe it's one of those things. The show features rule-abiding mailman Angus and their pet walrus Russell. So Angus is probably that guy, and there's the Russell walrus character. So we got that down there. The show features I just read that. It's a chance for us to let our imaginations go wild, Trabick says. This show, when Trabick first pitched it to us, was so unique. NATO says it had all the qualities we look for. It was character-driven. It had an ensemble that illustrated a really comedic relationship with a backdrop that was fun and exciting. And it really feels original. Does it really feel original, though? They literally said that it was about like a character who brings joy to all they meet, like SpongeBob SquarePants. It's made by a storyboard artist from SpongeBob SquarePants. And the character's eyeballs and eyelashes right here literally look like SpongeBob SquarePants. Is it really that original? Probably not. Probably not. Okay, so, and it really feels original. Adds Johnson, Parker is just a kid who's learning life, but he wears his emotions on his sleeve, and because he's a cloud, he's pliable, and can transform. The animators at Nick know exactly how Parker feels. So that's that. This is the show, Middlemost Post. It's coming soon. Or no, it was just greenlit, so it's probably not coming soon. Or I think it said 21. Hold on, I think it was 20. Yeah. It ordered 20 hour installments, which hopes to air sometime next year. So it's hoping to air. It's probably going to be near the end of 2021. If not, push back to 2022. So if you're a fan of SpongeBob SquarePants, be on the lookout for Middlemost Post. That's all I got to say on this one. Let me know how you feel about this news. Is it original? We read in the article they're like Nickelodeon apparently thinks this is original. Seems to me like it's going to be a SpongeBob kind of inspired show. So yeah, let me know what you think about this. Do you like the main characters? Like I said, the cloud looks like SpongeBob. The walrus kind of has that dumb like friend like Patrick kind of vibe to him. And then the mailman there looks like he's biting his own tongue. That could be like a Squidward type of character there. So yeah, man. I don't know how they said it was original. It doesn't look so original to me. But yeah, that's it, folks. Subscribe. Give me a subscribe. Let's grow the channel. Let's get more cartoon news. Get more people talking about animation. And that's all. Bye-bye.